FM 100.5 Smyrna, streaming worldwide on WGNSSports.com, and always at the game. The game. It's where you've had breakfast with the coaches since 1992. It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner. We'll talk to the coaches about their most recent games and their upcoming opponents. Now from News Radio WGNS, it's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in to this February Saturday morning Coaches Show. You know, when we have Coaches Shows this time of the year, that means we're inching closer to the postseason in high school basketball, and that we are. Got one more week of the regular season left and then tournament time, so we'll be talking with the girls' coaches this morning about all of that and look ahead to their final week, kind of see where teams are shaping up for the postseason run that is just around the corner. We'll have a boy show for you next week, and we'll have things pretty much solidified by that point. So a lot to talk about this morning. We had quite a bit of action last night. It's been a busy couple of weeks with extra games sprinkled in here and there, and we've had some opponents who have had to play teams, in a matter of days. Stewarts Creek and Laverne played last night, and that's the game we had on radio for you. They're going to have to turn around and play that same game on Monday at Stewarts Creek. So it's just part of that rescheduling of at least two games for most teams, 1 to 2 games, I guess. Some of those were non-district games that just weren't made up. But regardless, lot to get through. I think Monday, if I'm not mistaken, is the last game that has to be made up from all of that snow from a few weeks ago. And that, again, is Stewarts Creek and Laverne. Well, let's run over your scoreboard from last night. I'll give you boys first, and then we'll kind of hone in on the girls as we go through girls basketball coaches here this morning. Last night in the boys contest, it was Laverne 61, Stewarts Creek 57. The Wolverines had to hold off Stewarts Creek. Laverne had a 16-point lead at one time, and Stewarts Creek just would not give up the ghost, if you will. But they do fall 61-57. It was Oakland defeating Blackman 43-38. Big win for Dyer and Birdwell and the Oakland Patriots. The Seagull Stars down Rockvale 72-54. And with last night's win and with the other wins and losses in the district, that puts the Seagull Stars, the number 1 seed, going into the 8-4A tournament at 22-2 and undefeated in district play. Wilson Central defeats Smyrna 62-39. It was Eagleville, a winner at Huntland last night, 63-51. Marshall County over Central Magnet 66-57. Webb over MTCS 81-44, and Gallatin defeats Riverdale by 6, 59-53. That's boys. Now in girls from last night, Stewarts Creek defeats Laverne 46-22. Laverne had a lead until the last second in the first quarter when Stewarts Creek hit a bucket. Pretty tight first half, and then Stewarts Creek kind of pulled away in the second. In overtime, it was Oakland handing Blackman their first defeat of the season, 52-51 in overtime. And if I saw it right, Lana Poole hit a shot right at the buzzer just right before that with just less than 10 seconds to go. Blackman hit a 3 to go up by 2. So there you go. Big game last night. Both of those teams are now 6-1 or 5-1 in district play. The Rockvale Lady Rockets get past Seagull 43-39 last night. It was a close game throughout. Wilson Central defeats Smyrna 64-43. It was Eagleville, a 2-point win at Huntland. Big win for Chris Lynch, 50-48. Central Magnet defeats Marshall County 41-29, and Gallatin over Riverdale 62-45. So that's your scoreboard from last night. We've got games today, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for our local teams. You can check that out on WGNSSports.com. Just look for the Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard and schedule button. Tap on that, and you can see actually what I just read from right there. All right. Stay with us. We've got girls basketball coaches this morning. The lineup will be Riverdale and Smyrna and Blackman all first up here, and Danny Brewer is going to have your first leg of the show. Then John will come in for Laverne at 8:45, Oakland at 9 o'clock, Stewarts Creek 9:15, and Rockvale at 9:30. And I'll wrap us up this morning with Siegel around 9:45. And at 10 o'clock, Eagleville with MTCS Cougar Corner at 10:15. So we've got a busy morning ahead. Girls basketball coaches on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner. Of course, we've got the biscuits and coffee going from McDonald's Murfreesboro and the donuts from Donut Country. We're ready to go. Hope you are. Stay with us. Danny's up next with Riverdale Conversation to kick us off on WGNS Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Ring Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
When Rutherford Countyans think of insurance professionals, they think Rayburn Insurance Agency at 200 South Lowry in Smyrna, meeting the needs of thousands of customers since 1973. You can trust Rayburn Insurance with all your needs, a place where customer service really matters. It's personal with Rayburn Insurance, as fans of local sports, as friends, and as insurance professionals. Check them out at rayburn.net or call 615-459-4145. Rayburn Insurance, for business, auto, home, and life insurance.
Head over to J. Mullins Jewelry to check out their selection of rings, watches, custom design jewelry, and much more. They're a local business located at 352 West Northville Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. They have gifts for all occasions, weddings, graduations, anniversaries, whatever you need, you can find it at J. Mullins Jewelry. That's at 352 West Northville Boulevard or online at mullinsjewelry.com.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation, individual tax returns, corporations, partnerships, and all your payroll bookkeeping needs.
Brett Craig with Craig's Tax Service.
Craig's Tax Service is located just off Memorial on Heritage Park Drive. You can contact us at 890-2233.
It makes sense to get help with your taxes. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We are proud to support all Rutherford County student athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Craig's Tax Service, specializing in personal and business tax preparation, financials, and bookkeeping services. Find out more at CraigsTaxService.com. I'm Danny Brewer. I'm extremely pleased this morning to be joined by a couple of fine Riverdale fellas. We got Coach Joshua Bugg. He's the head coach for the Lady Warriors, and also one of his valued assistants, Coach David Gardner. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Doing good. Good. How are you?
I'm quite well. You know, we got some sunshine. I mean, we got warmer temperatures. Hey, This is going to be great, right?
Yep. Yesterday was just like 4 seasons in one day. It was super cold and kind of chilly, and then it was warm, and it got cold again.
Yeah, it sure did. Okay, so let's talk about something that give you a warm fuzzy. The Lady Warriors. Talk about the progress. I know, Coach, that when you're building something, and that's what you're doing, is you're building over there. When you're building something, it may not always go the way you want on the scoreboard, but talk about what's been happening of late. I know you got a district win this past week. Is that correct? So let's talk a little bit about what happened this week and the positives going on with Lady Warriors right now.
I'm turning it over to Coach Gardner right here.
Well, yes, sir. We got a district win against Siegel. It was a big night for us, and it was awesome because Siegel, Coach Sean Middleton, he's the assistant over there. That was my old coach at Smyrna. He used to coach me in baseball back then, and probably the reason I'm a teacher and a coach to this day. So it's kind of bittersweet to play against him at Riverdale, and that was our first home win, and it was homecoming, so big crowd, a lot of energy, and the girls just played on all cylinders for 4 quarters. It was really good. And then our captain who got hurt, Nora Haney, she ended up getting the the queen, and one of the boys players got the king. So it was just a great night. This week was real tough. We had 3 road games. So at Blackman, at Oakland, and at Gallatin. So it was a long week.
Yeah, long week, no doubt about it. But a good week from the standpoint of getting kids on the floor a lot, and then talk about some of the progress that you've seen. And I know that before the show started, you mentioned something about moral victories. You're ready for scoreboard victories. But the moral victories are important, too, because it's all about building, correct?
Yeah, with the kids that you have this day and age, you really got to coach their mindset, I feel like, more than ever. And it's a constant, it's something that you're constantly working on. They make a mistake. How do you get them to flip that switch immediately, kind of that next play mentality? But if you talk about bright spots, Nora Haney broke her arm about a week and a half ago. And so that Siegel game that we won, we were playing without Nora. And, we definitely didn't anticipate having to play any district games without Nora to start the season. But to see those kids rally and really want to win for her, there was a lot of growth in that moment. And just all week long, you start the week at Oakland, and they're playing really well right now. Good environment. Same thing in Blackman. It was packed, from the start of the game on Tuesday night. We had to make that Monday game up. And then last night we go to Gallatin, and I think Coach Luna said it had been like 16 years since they played, and it was homecoming as well, and it was packed from the very beginning of the game. But one really cool thing that happened for our program last night was freshman Madison Taylor knocked down 7 threes.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See, those are the building blocks that you want to see, especially from a freshman. I mean, obviously it's good to see any kid have a night like that, but a freshman, man, maybe the future's a little bit brighter there in Warrior Country, right?
Yeah, I've made a joke since the summer. You want to get 2 or 3 kids in each class, and honestly, with this first group of kids that I've got, Madison Taylor was my only freshman that I brought in from the summer. Now, we picked up a couple more freshmen once the school year had started, but I've made a joke with her and her mom since the very beginning. I said, you know what, you want to get 2 to 3 kids every year. I said, but this year I got a really good one in Madison Taylor. And
yeah, no doubt. 7 threes, I mean, come on.
Yeah, she's a constant. Her and Nora have led us in scoring all year long. And even with Nora out, she's just stepping up to being face guarded. And, she's the smallest one out there on that court, but she's got a big heart. And really, she's got the right mindset to play this game at a high level.
So now, this is your first year as a head coach. How many years have you been at Riverdale?
So I started as a volunteer assistant at Riverdale in 2013. This is my first season being back. And prior to that, I was at Tullahoma with Chad Hibden. And then I was the head coach for 4 years in Columbia Central. And so this is year one, going into the first district tournament, being the head coach at Riverdale.
Hibden, yeah, that's a quality name there. What about you, Coach Gardner? How long you been at Riverdale?
This is my first year. Coach Bug brought me over. I came from Metro Nashville Public Schools. I had my first year, I was at Hillwood High School with Mose Phillips and them doing football. Got a head coaching job at Thurgood Marshall Middle School, which is the middle school that feeds Cane Ridge High School. So I had 16 years there, and I kind of did a little bit of everything. Did football for 16, did track for 7 or 8 years, and then did basketball for a handful of years. We had Brandon Miller come through there, probably the most notable name that I've coached. And so Coach Bug's my nephew, so we're family. So he begged me to come over and need a little help getting this program going. So I jumped ship, and it's been great.
So, it's crazy. I don't think you saw my notes, but Riverdale family is what I wanted to talk about, because Riverdale tradition is something that, goes, anybody who's been in this area knows the Riverdale tradition. And I'm not just talking about in girls basketball, football, baseball. Riverdale is been strong in all sports, but they've got that Warrior family. And I think that a lot of the schools around here, you being a Smyrna boy, I'm a Smyrna boy, you mentioned Coach Mid. Coach Mid's my boy,
Yeah.
But Coach Mid creates family. And so talk about the Riverdale family and how you guys are happy to be a part of that and how you're trying to cultivate that.
It really just starts at the top. We've got excellent leadership. Tamara Blair is amazing. I look at her as someone who can listen to me and help guide me, and also tell me what I need to hear in tough moments. And that's what leadership's all about. And she's got a great relationship with Barry Messer, who's our athletic director and been the baseball coach forever. But even, from a teaching standpoint, like I teach with Wayne Kendrick, who played baseball for Messer and played at MTSU down there in the gym. And it's just a great relationship that I have with Coach Kreisky. And he used to be, one of the reasons I wanted to come back was because of the coaching staff that's there. And when I was there with Corey Barrett, Kreisky used to pretty much lift our girls, and so now it's kind of funny how it's full circle. Kreisky's our head football coach. They're doing really amazing things, and that's been a cool thing to see this year and be a part of. And now Coach Gardner's, the new Coach Kreisky for Lady Warriors basketball. And it's not just some cute saying, like the culture of Riverdale athletics and the coaches, the way they support each other and the loyalty that's there. It's pretty tremendous and hard to kind of duplicate.
Coach Gardner, what about for you fitting in here? You got a family member who's brought you in, and now you're part of the family.
Yeah, been accepted with open arms ever since, the first day I walked in. And first thing I noticed was when we had that first pep rally, just the pride and tradition that the student body has and the faculty has, and just everybody's bought in at Riverdale. And the coaches, there's just so many phenomenal coaches at Riverdale from, every single sport that we have, from football to baseball to basketball, not leaving anybody out. Just a great group of people that we can learn from. And there's a lot of pride and loyalty there. So I don't see me and Coach Bug going anywhere for a long time, as long as we can get this thing turned around, get rolling in the right direction. That's kind of the plan, but just love it. So we've bought in. My daughter, she's going to come with us. She's in 8th grade at Blackman, and she's going to come to Riverdale and help us and be a manager over there. And she's kind of soaked up some of that pride and tradition as well. So we've bought in as a family, and couldn't be happier with my decision and leaving Metro and coming over to Riverdale. And it's just been incredible. So it's been tough waters, but it's been good tough. We've been working and building and just got that foundation going, and at some point it's all gonna come to light.
Well, I said something last night. I was talking to a high school administrator. Coaching high school sports is more than the scoreboard, and as long as you're doing the right things and growing kids, that's what's most important. Now, when we talk about growing kids, we got I think 1 week left in the regular season. When the postseason starts, everybody's 0-0. Everybody's 0-0. So is that kind of a message that you're trying to send the kids as far as the progress that you've made? And hey, remember, we can do this.
We've got a 5-team district, and so our goal right now and our message is we want to be number 4 so that our kids can experience the region tournament this year, kind of in that foundational year that Coach Gardner was talking about. So our message, before we played last night was 7 or 4, and that's the amount of games that we'll play if we win when we get into the district tournament. And that's kind of our motto, and our mindset. And it's been evident since day one. It's going to be us and Siegel, and we're looking forward to it. And everything has kind of been a stepping stone to the buildup of the 0-0. And, look at our boys. We go into Blackman the other night. Nobody expected that, and they end up winning by 9 or 10. And so high school sports, anyone can win. There's a lot of factors that go into play every single night. But I really do believe in the things that we're teaching our kids at a deeper level in our program. And you're exactly right. It's not always about scoreboards, especially, at the beginning of a rebuild in year 1.
Okay, so let's talk about the week to come. What you got coming up this week?
So Tuesday is senior night. We've got 3 seniors, Nora Haney, Chloe, Heward. I always want to say Howard, but she's from Belgium, so it's pronounced Heward. And then Jackie Hardrick. We'll play against Oakland at home, and then on Thursday we play at Rockville. And so that'll be our last 2 regular season games before the tournament starts on Tuesday, I believe. And those games will be played at Oakland.
Excited about what's to come, obviously, there at Riverdale?
Yeah, I'm super excited. There's a lot of growth, and, I hear it from a lot of people. And what I've got to do is I've just got to keep our kids positive, and I've got to keep us focused on the vision that we've set, and just work towards it day by day by day. And it's fun to be a part of. It's tiring as well, but it's worth it because you're impacting kids' lives, and when you're doing it at a place like Riverdale, it's really worth it.
That's absolutely fantastically said there, Coach. You're doing a great job over there. Coach Bug, get over there to see those Lady Warriors. They got lots of good things happening, and they're growing strong. Appreciate your time, guys, this morning, and we certainly wish you the best of luck. The Coaches Show is brought to you by State Farm agents Andy Womack, Bud Morris, Dana Womack, Celeste Middleton, Ron Reeves, and Emerson Williams. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dr. Automotive is the cure for your car. Brothers Danny and Randy Brewer have been providing Rutherford County with ASE certified auto repair for nearly 20 years. You'll receive courteous and friendly customer service every time. Why? Because we grew up here, and you are our neighbors. Foreign and domestic auto repair and maintenance on Hazelwood Drive in Smyrna, just off I-24. SmyrnaAutorepair.com, 615-220-0971. Just ask for Danny.
This Fanceroni pepperoni is fancy.
Am I fancy enough for the Fanceroni? I'm wearing cargo shorts.
But Tim, so am I.
Try the Fanceroni pepperoni with over 100 Old World pepperoni. Little Caesars changed the Hot and Ready Classic and added 33% more pepperoni, which makes it 133% better pizza than before. It's really good. Order a new classic online and use our convenient Pizza Portal pickup.
In Murfreesboro on Memorial, Warrior Drive, South Church, and Old Fort.
Pizza, pizza.
You've seen the ads out there, companies wanting to buy your home. But why sell yourself short when you can get fair market value? I'm Lisa Patton. If you have an estate to settle or a home to sell, call Parks Auction. We'll work with you to sell your home or property in any condition with no costly repairs on your timeline. Why accept one offer when you can have multiple? You need Parks Auction. We look out for your best interest. Call Parks Auction today. We handle everything.
If you need concrete work done, who would I call? Dan France Concrete. Here's why. He's local. He attended Walter Hill Elementary, Oakland, and MTSU. He served our community as a school resource officer for 9 years, and he's involved in the community.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Dan France Concrete is a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. Check out danfranceconcrete.com online to see some of their work.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Dr. Automotive, the cure for your car, professional auto repair and maintenance from ASE certified mechanics and master mechanics. Check them out online at autorepairsmyrna.com. I'm Danny Brewer. You know, I am beyond thrilled right now that I'm on the line with Smyrna Lady Bulldog head basketball coach Lonnie Drayton, a Smyrna legend. Coach Drayton, how are you?
I'm talking to the real legend. I don't care how many times it happens. I know who I'm in front of, and I know how to act when I'm in front of this guy, right?
Oh, Coach, I appreciate that. Before we get rolling on this, I want to talk about, when we talk about Smyrna, you know, the Smyrna family is close-knit and tight. You are of the Smyrna family. You know, graduated from Smyrna High School, was a star there athletically. You've cultivated lots of kids there. You've been deeply rooted in the community. There was a guy named Mike Warner. I don't know if you knew Mike Warner. His boys, Lou Warner, that did the football field and all that stuff. Did you know Mike Warner?
I knew of Mike Warner. I really know Lou Warner.
Yeah.
You know, Lou came right before me. You know, played baseball. Was right before me. So yeah, I do know those guys.
Yeah, and so Lou is just kind of a chip off the old block, you know, a real cut up, a hardworking guy, a very honorable guy. His daddy Mike passed away, so I want to give homage to Mike. I loved Mike Warner. Brings tears to my eyes to think about this, but we're going to carry on in his honor. So I just want to say a little something about Mike Warner, because talk about Smyrna community. He cultivated the youth in Smyrna, a big-time youth coach there. In baseball, and of course he had sons Brian and Lou that both played at Smyrna. So God bless Mike Warner and the Warner family.
Oh yeah, definitely. I hate to hear that.
Okay, Coach. So let's turn the page a little bit and let's talk about the Lady Bulldogs. The week that was, what happened this past week down there in Smyrna Country?
Tough week. I know we started off Friday. I think it was Friday. We had a big win, big game at Laverne at the rival. I think that was Friday. It's starting to jumble, and then we had because of the weather, it pushed us back where we're having 3 games a week. So it's hard to keep up. I know this week, Monday we played at Wilson Central. Tuesday we played Lebanon at home, and then Friday last night we played Wilson Central at home again. So, and then, I think it was last Friday we played Laverne. So, in that time span, in that 7 days, that was 4 games, right?
Yeah, 4 games in 7 days. So that's a pretty good stretch. Yeah. So let's focus on the Laverne game, okay? When we talk about the rivalry that is, I mean, for a guy like you, especially considered who walks the Laverne sidelines, that's a very special game, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, you preceded with, your whole coach's talk before the game is, just discussing the rivalry. What was, what it was, what it is. It used to be really bad when I was in high school. I tell my team, at the handshake line, I remember my senior year at the handshake line, instead of, giving, and their stars were, Ken Sandifer and Fred Sandifer and Steve Sandifer and Aubrey Sims, those guys, and they were big time players, Ross Shanklin. But, instead of shaking the hands, I remember, because if you really look at how Laverne is set up, half of that school is in Smyrna, so where the gym is on the city line is actually in Smyrna, I believe. So, I used to, instead of shaking hands, I used to kiss the floor and look up at them and say, hey, it feels good to be home.
Right, exactly, and you're right, them Sanford boys, I remember them, they were some players, and all that kind of stuff. But the specialness of that has not changed at all for you. I know we've got more schools, Stewarts Creek's there, all that stuff, but still, Smyrna Laverne will always be Smyrna Laverne for you.
Oh, it is, and it runs deep. I think I told you. I told my brother-in-law, who's the head football coach at Laverne. I'll root for you all the time, but when it's that Smyrna game, I can't talk to you. You gotta lose.
It becomes an uncivil war at that point, right?
Exactly. It gets. I'll put it like this: it gets inappropriate. So, hey, that's just where we are. But just to be able to implement that into our girls, and I wouldn't say hate, but to introduce and input that rivalry in our girls, and how they responded, because at that game Laverne came out and smacked us in the mouth. They were up almost 20 points on us, and we kept chipping away. We were down at about 10 at halftime. We just couldn't buy a shot, and it was at Laverne, and a couple things happened before it, and that got us off course, and then for us to turn it around and win by 14, 15 points, at the end of the game, I was just over the wall excited about them. Those guys, they never quit. They showed so much resilience, and just the same thing that we've been discussing all year long. That ability to bounce back when things aren't going your way, and it finally, in a big game where everybody was there, it was a packed house. It finally paid off for them, and they got to see, they actually got to see it, and not just, hear Coach talk about it. They got to see, the fruits of those labors. It was awesome.
Right, and when you mentioned the packed house, and it was, because I was there, the environment was wonderful. So is it good for your girls to enjoy success on a stage like that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think, and at that night, because of how the boys' game played out, I think the more excited the crowd was, like, amped up more at the girls' game because of how it went. And, and then the boys, and you don't get to see that with a packed house, with especially the Smyrna Laverne game. You don't get to see that. And, I think especially for young women, young girls, I think it's huge for them to be celebrated like that. It's huge for them to be celebrated. It's huge for them to be able to perform on a level, because a lot of people look past girls sports and, don't hold it in as high as regard as boys. And, that night it felt like it was. And those girls, both sides, really needed it. They really needed it. And it was just, the environment was awesome. And I hope, this Friday night we play them again for our senior night. And here's my Philly plug. And chili supper for, Smyrna Girls. Lady Bulldog softball is hosting a chili supper that night, $10 tickets. But I think it'll be huge Friday night for our girls to be able to operate under that same atmosphere.
Well, I think you're right, Coach, because, when I think about the basketball games that I went to last year, and I went to a lot of them, the Smyrna-Laverne girls basketball game at Smyrna that was like overtime or double overtime or something, man, talk about an exciting game, my goodness.
Oh, my God, yeah. They had a little girl, Tiana, I forgot her last name, but she had 37 that game. She had 37, was hitting 5 feet off the three-point line, threes, with hands in her face, and it was just going back and forth. It was a stressful game to coach, but it was a fun. That's the type of game where you hate somebody has to lose, but it's just a fun environment, a fun game to coach. And when you win it, you can't go to sleep that night because you're just amped up, and when you lose it, you can't go to sleep that night because you're staring at the ceiling thinking, what should I have done? What could I have done? So it was just one of those situations. It's really why you coach. And I think I told you that the other night. That's why you coach. Those situations. That's just why you coach. Yeah.
Absolutely right, because I was just talking with Coach Bug in here from Riverdale that there's more to high school coaching than the scoreboard. And when you build and you see, and what you experienced last Friday at Laverne was one of those moments for sure. Because whether you win or whether you lose, you just want your kids to give their all and learn and grow. And definitely, it was a growing experience for you guys for sure. I know you won, and that's all great. But a growing experience, no doubt.
Oh yeah, and it's, sort of like we've discussed before. If you and me and you talked, off the radio a lot, but if you spend a lot of time, you spend so much time, and especially as hard as our district is, as tough as it is, I don't think there's a district as tough as this district in the state right now. Top to bottom, you got 3 ranked teams, and a 4th could be ranked if they weren't in this district. So, but you spend a lot of time implementing culture. You try to establish a set of standards for your team, for your girls, and and it's hard when you're playing people that are that much better. It's hard to keep having kids come out there and learn to keep fighting even when things aren't going good. So you want to see some things go good, and that was one of those nights that it did. And those girls, the scoreboard doesn't always matter, but we all know that it feels good. It feels good to win. It feels good for a kid to go out there and compete. But we want to, make sure they're competing, make sure their heads are up, make sure they're playing. I'm real big on playing with pride, playing for the women. The Kim Webbs, the Brooklyn Blanchards. Smyrna's got so much history. I'm real big on bringing those women. Girls that are in the stands that put on that jersey before. If I see them in the stands, I want them, talking in the locker room to our girls, so our girls can understand they're not playing just for them. They're playing for every girl that put on the Jacqueline Stories, the girls that put on those jerseys before. So that's it's when you have a school that's 100 years old, you get an opportunity to play for something bigger than yourself, play for somebody that did it before you. So that's a great thing about Smyrna.
Oh, absolutely right. Yeah, purple and gold pride. So what time does the chili supper start there, Coach? I'm going to help you out here. What time does chili supper start?
Okay. Hey, we're at 5 o'clock start. It'll be, senior night that night. It's Smyrna Laverne, 5 o'clock chili supper start. And, you get your tickets from any girl. You can also get your tickets if you, we'll be selling them at the door, 5 to 8. And we're going to try to get it going from there. So, and, it's going to be the first time we won't have a silent auction this year, but next year we definitely will.
You know, I think we just figured out where the place to be is next Friday night. That's Chili Supper at Smyrna High School, Smyrna Laverne, north end of Rutherford County. We'll be rocking for sure. Coach Lonnie Drayton, we appreciate your time. We certainly wish you the best of luck.
Hey, thanks so much, Dad.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by the law offices of John Day. They've helped thousands of people get the legal help they need when they've needed it the most. If you've been injured, call the law offices of John Day.
Here's a question. What do you want from your electric co-op?
An app for easy payment.
Solar energy solutions.
I just want to talk to a real person when I need help.
Energy tips and low rates.
Done, 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 done.
I want to fly my car to the moon.
Houston, let's talk about electric vehicles. Energy Service Life. That's Middle Tennessee Electric. We're here to get done what matters most to you. Learn more at mte.com.
We're talking now with Heather here at Carpets by Osborne. Tell us what it's like to work at a family business.
It's a lot of fun. However, it's a lot of work. Everybody has to pull their weight equally.
What do you think are some of the advantages of people doing business with a family business versus a corporate business?
We are here to answer all questions. We're responsible for scheduling jobs. We're not here to sell you material and pass you off to a list of installers.
Carpets by Osborne on Northwest Broad, next to Tire World.
The Blue Raider fan source for officially licensed Middle Tennessee gear is Raider Tees. T-shirts, caps, sweats in all sizes, designs, colors, children's to plus sizes. Raider Tees has decals and license plates to show everyone your favorite team. Plus, check out their wide selection of Blue Raider art, jewelry, even golf tee markers. Show your Blue Raider pride with the largest selection of Blue Raider merchandise anywhere by shopping Raider Tees, 910 Ridgely Road, just before the bridge over Broad behind Chewy's.
You in a hurry for dinner? Well, we've made it even easier to order online at sirpizzatn.com. Tap the location nearest you and begin your carry-out or delivery order at sirpizzatn.com. You can choose from our full menu, and we'll take care of the rest. A Queen's Feast is calling my name. Order Murfreesboro's favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Little Caesars Pizza with 4 Murfreesboro locations: Memorial Boulevard, Warrior Drive, South Rutherford Boulevard, and Old Fort Parkway. Get hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars. I'm Danny Brewer. You know, it just keeps getting better. Now I'm here with Blackman head basketball coach Jennifer Grandstaff. Coach, you're royalty around here. Talk to me. How about it?
Good to see you. Glad to be here. Yep, just worked out perfectly so I can make it up here today. So, yep, I am. I'm happy to be here. You guys are great guys.
Well, we appreciate that, and always love you having you on the show. Let's talk a little bit about Lady Blaze basketball.
Sure.
The week that was, a couple of real nail-biting games, right? Because did you play Oakland twice this week?
No. We started out with Riverdale on Tuesday, then we had Rockville on Thursday, and then we finished up with Oakland last night.
So the first time you played Oakland was last week?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the week that was, a couple of wins, and then last night's game was a real nail-biter. Yeah.
Yep. Started out Tuesday with Riverdale. It was at our place. You know, our kids were locked in. I thought they played well. I thought we did a good job executing both offensively and defensively. You know, had a solid win. A lot of kids played and contributed. Went to Rockville on Thursday, another good challenge for us. Gave us some different looks defensively, so that was good to see. You know, I thought we played well again on Thursday. Did a great job defensively, understood our defensive assignments and our matchups. I thought our kids were focused, shot the ball fairly well, and you know, we're fortunate to get a win at Rockville. And then last night, traveled to Oakland, played really well first half, executed well. I thought things were real fluid. And then second half was kind of a different ball game. I thought Oakland kind of amped up their pressure, made it a little bit harder for us to execute. You know, we weren't near as effective rebounding the ball in the second half. as what we were in the first half on the offensive end. I don't think we got an offensive board in the second half, which is huge. If we're getting one shot and out and going back and playing defense, that's tough. We've got to get some O boards. So we came up short there, and then turned the ball over a little bit more than we normally do. But like I told our kids, boy, it's a great learning experience. Let's just make sure we learn from this. If we're in this situation again, let's handle it a little bit differently. So we'll see how we bounce back.
I don't know if this is too cliche or not, but sometimes you learn more from a loss than you do from
definitely.
a win. Yeah.
I mean, I love to win more than anyone, but there's so many. We had a lot of little breakdowns, and it would have been tough to get our kids to buy into our breakdowns if we would have walked out of there with a win, where they might be a little bit more receptive to the coaching end of it in terms of what we need to do late in the game and how we need to handle that situation. So hopefully, we will learn from this and it'd be a better basketball team because of it.
Well, the postseason is knocking on the door. So when you think about losing a game, you obviously would rather lose now than in 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. No one likes to lose, and our kids definitely. It's tough on them. They're such great competitors, and I know they took it hard. And but if you got to lose, definitely you want to lose in regular season, and like I said, hopefully get better because of it and learn. And when we're in that situation again, we do a better job executing and handling the pressure.
Let's rewind a little bit. You mentioned in the Rockville game, and I saw y'all play some against Rockville. The defensive effort that you had against Rockville created lots of turnovers, lots of steals. Talk about the focus there defensively that night.
Yeah, we talk to our kids a lot about, we got to really pay a little bit more attention to the scouting report, know who we're guarding, understand their strengths and their weaknesses, and I thought our kids did a great job of that. I think our quickness and our anticipation seems to improve now that we've got our team completely back, and we've seen that progression throughout the month of January, and I thought we fed off each other and read each other well. And like I said, I thought they were just kind of a little bit more locked into who the opponent was and what was their strength and their weakness. So, I thought we took a stride in the right direction there.
Let's talk about offense for a second. Kaylin Flowers, I know she had a huge night last night. Talk about that kid.
Oh, gosh. Kaylin's, she's just been doing it all for us. Just really stepped up. I think mentally she's gotten a lot tougher. Physically she's got a lot tougher. She knows she's got to be a great scorer for us. I feel bad for her. I know she needs breaks, but we're just not in that situation where we can have her out of the game too much right now. She's really just done a tremendous job and responded well to the challenges. She gets everybody's best. I mean, she really does. Their best defensive matchup, and she's been able to handle it well. So just super proud and excited for her.
27 last night,
Yep.
Big night.
Oh yeah, big night. Played, she did. Like I said, she just kind of put our team on her back and just really just did some great things for us. Made some big buckets, made some big shots, rebounded the ball really well in the first half for us. She always gets a tough defensive matchup, so she did. She played well. And then, Lyric Maston's really stepped up for us as well, too. So, yeah, I've got two really gifted guards that we're just really excited about.
Wanted to talk about Maston next. I think she had 18 last night.
She had 18. She made two big threes in the stretch. Lyric, again, another very talented, gifted player. We got that's really stepped up and scored for us here in the month of January. And, they both have held their own. Like I said, just both mentally tougher, physically tougher. They do get the tough matchup. So they both just responded well to the challenge. So
we know the importance of guard play.
Yeah.
And obviously you got some good guard play. Talk about your post play. Are your bigs playing as big as you would like right now?
Well, obviously we'd like our bigs to score. I thought they played well in the Riverdale game. We combined for 20 points out of our bigs, and that was big for us. And then Rockville, I think we ended up with total of 8 points out of our bigs, and then last night we only had 4 out of our bigs. So, for us to be a complete basketball team, we definitely got to have a little bit more balance out of those slots, and our kids know that. I mean, they work hard, they battle. We just got to continue to work, and just hopefully it'll get a little easier for them. But the effort's there. Just got to be able to make some tough shots when we need it, and like I said, if we're able to get average 12 out of our bigs, we feel really good about it. So hopefully, in the next month, we're going to be able to put all that together.
When we talk about the game of basketball, it's changed a little bit. The three-pointer obviously has been around for a long time now, but it's changed the game a little bit. But the emphasis of scoring around the goal still has to be there.
Oh, definitely. And a lot of people, you don't see that a whole lot. You see a lot more 5-out. You see a lot more transition. But, we've got to get our bigs scoring, and they've got to get O boards for us and get easy putbacks. And, we run a lot of ball screen actions where we can draw two and we give it up to our big, and just got to be able to finish right now. And, like I said, it's not a lack of effort. It's just a struggle for us.
So I'm a big horse racing guy.
Yep.
You know that. Today, the Holy Bull Stakes are running. It's a big prep for the Kentucky Derby qualifying points race. The favorite, Fierceness. He was 2-year-old champion. Let's talk about how Fierceness relates to your team, the fierceness that you have right now and the fierceness that you want to see as we move toward the postseason.
Well, like I said, I think we've improved drastically since we came back from break. I think over the course of the last 2 weeks, I've seen our fierceness improve. Sometimes I think we get rattled and we get a little timid, and for the most part, in the last 4 or 5 games, I think we've accepted the challenge and haven't backed away from it, haven't gotten rattled. I think Kaylin and Lyric definitely have gotten a lot more mentally tougher and physically tougher. So I think we're in a good spot in terms of just toughness and being fierce. Now, obviously, we still got a good ways to go in terms of fierceness. We need to get our posts a little bit more fierce. Our bench needs to be a little bit more fierce. But again, from where we were early December to where we are now, huge stride in terms of competitiveness and just being tough and fierce.
And that's what you got to have. Of course, obviously, you've won a state title, you've played for state titles, you know how to advance in the postseason. But that's what it's really all about.
Oh,
when
it is.
Because it's win or go home, right?
Yeah, it definitely. That postseason's tough and it's grueling. It's just so challenging mentally and physically. And if you're not that competitor and you don't like that heat of the moment and just the day in, day out grind of it, then your season's going to end short, definitely.
Well, Fierceness is 3-5 on the morning line, so he's a heavy favorite today, and I think you guys are probably a pretty heavy favorite to finish strong. Talk about what you got coming up this week.
Okay, this week we've got Rockville at home. It'll be senior night for us. We'll send a farewell to 4 really, really awesome senior young ladies. They've just been huge in the Blackman program, huge in Blackman High School. Just great young ladies, just great character, great integrity. A group that's dearly going to be missed, and then we travel to Siegel to finish out our regular season on Friday.
What year is this for you at Blackman?
This is year 4.
So these girls, this
Yes.
senior class, so it's got to be special for you.
Oh, it is, definitely. I came in when they were freshmen, and like they've been. I mean, like I said, when I talk about character, boy, their character has been amazing for 4 years, and to me, that's so important. As long as I've been in it, and getting to deal with quality kids day in and day out. Not a whole lot of. We don't have a whole lot of knuckleheads. We've got kids that are serious about their academics, serious about their athletic career, and it's just been a joy to coach. Those 4 young ladies have been. So, that's year 4. Year 4 for them and year 4 for me.
Very good. And when you talk about the knuckleheads and the support, the Blackman family. I mean, it's been great to be part of the Blackman family.
Definitely amazing. I can't brag on them enough. Just so much support out of obviously our administration's just over the top supportive. And then you've got our teachers and our staff. They're just, they really get out and support. They know your kids. They communicate about your kids. They're behind them. They're excited for them. And then we just got great fan support. Parents are awesome. Student section's great. So it's just been just extremely enjoyable.
You've been a great fit over there because all of that is you're fitting very well because you teach the game and you teach kids. If you want to see good basketball, you go see the Lady Blaze because Jennifer Grandstaff knows how to coach the game and she knows how to teach the game. That's for sure. Coach, we appreciate your time and we certainly do wish you the best of luck.
All right. Thank you so much.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna, an independent agency offering auto, home, business, and life insurance since 1973. Find out more at rayburn.net.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation, individual tax returns, corporations, partnerships, and all your payroll bookkeeping needs.
Brandon Craig with Craig's Tax Service.
We fulfill all your tax preparation needs from individual returns to corporations and handle any of those scary letters you may get from the IRS.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We're proud to support all Rutherford County athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
Stickers, labels, we do a lot of direct mail, booklets, manuals, programs. My name is Jeff Carlton. I handle sales and marketing for Franklin's Printworks here at Murfreesboro. We are at 2227 South Park Drive. Franklin's Printworks has been in Murfreesboro for over 25 years. We are a full-service commercial printer. We offer everything from business cards to brochures, booklets to banners, everything in between. Our website is franklinsprinting.org.
Winners Trophies can help you with customized awards for any occasion. Owner Kelly Hockenberry continues to provide awards for sports teams, churches, recognition awards, and more. Call Winners Trophies at 904-6002. That's 904-6002 for the best in quality, service, and pricing. You can also email Kelly, winnerstrophy@comcast.net. That's winnerstrophy@comcast.net. Any award for any occasion. Winners Trophies, 904-6002.
We're talking with Anne-Marie Brents at Rick's Barbecue, carrying on the Lanning family tradition.
I'm passionate about it, and I have a lot of my dad in me, so I know that I have the same energy and mindset that he does.
It's the best barbecue you'll eat, the smoked chicken out of this world, and those loaded baked potatoes.
That's the biggest potato you can get. They're right at 2 pounds. People ask us that all the time. Like, where do y'all get those potatoes from?
A quick meal feeding the whole family or catering, they can do it all at Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive.
Local business owners, you know how important it is to be here for your customers. I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and I run a small business in Rutherford County too, and I'm here to help you protect your small business. Call me at 615-895-2700.
Each team knows which play will be the winning move. I'm good neighbor State Farm Agent Dana Womack, and I'd love the opportunity to talk to you about combining your home and auto insurance. Call me at 615-900-0877 to make the winning move that can save you time and money.
Hello, my name is Colleen Clary, a mortgage loan officer with F&B Mortgage, a division of First National Bank of Middle Tennessee. Here at F&B Mortgage, we are dedicated to serving you and our community. We understand the challenges that are faced in today's economy when purchasing a home, and we are here to help guide you through the process every step of the way. Contact me today or visit our website at fnbmt.com. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 401715.
The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
And this portion of the Coaches Show is brought to you by Parks Auction Company. Let their team of experienced and professionally trained staff utilize the auction process to sell your property. Find out more at bobparksauction.com. John Dinkins back with you, and you know what? We're going to keep you overtime, Danny.
Man, I'm feeling honored here because, okay, so not only
you're not a host now, you're a guest,
right? But not only am I on I'm on the here with John Dinkins, but like I'm kind of standing in for Steve Carter, the legendary Steve Carter.
Yeah, well, you are. I know where he's at, and I think we're having trouble reaching him. So he knows we're supposed to interview today. He's not dissing us, but he just
I think he can't hear his phone.
Oh, and that may be it, because I think he's maybe like a JV tournament.
Yeah,
I think
JV
is what it is.
tournaments today, and he's played in the first game. So we'll see. Do we have him? Okay. All right, Danny, you're off the hook.
So well, I guess hired and fired all in the same minute.
I guess we could do a dual interview. How's that? Just
sure, I'm with
okay.
it.
All right. We have Coach Steve Carter with us of the Lady Wolverines of Laverne. Coach, I know you're busy. We're trying to kind of cut you short just a little bit today, but I know you were busy with the big JV tournament over there at Rockville.
Yes, sir. We're girls are playing right now against Smyrna. We got 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so I'm down here watching them and trying to motivate them to finish this game out.
You know, that has turned out to be a pretty good little deal. I know Bill Hockenberry over at Rockville's done a pretty good job of getting that thing going, and it's an added thing that you really, you don't have to do, right?
Correct. Our girls need all the experience and the game action that they can get, and so playing doubleheaders, with 5 Saturdays we come down here, and now we're at the end of the season tournament, along with, anytime we can play the local schools where we can get those game action in. But our JV team by the end of the year is probably going to have about 14 to 16 games that they've been able to get involved with, and that's only going to help them in the next couple of years already have that experience.
That's really amazing that they got 14 or 15 games in, because it's really difficult, I know, to do that, but that's really something you coaches it's really nice that you're able to get them in, and they are the future for the most part.
Yes, sir. Well, it's really hard with this new district, with having Lebanon, Wilson Central.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to get out of school and let those girls fall behind, so we don't like to do that too often. So just playing the local schools close to us and then able to do this, that's really made a big difference. So we're thankful for Coach Hockenberry putting this on, and it's been a really good experience for us.
Steve, I've got Danny Brewer here, and I'm sorry, but I do. And he's going to ask you a couple of questions along with me today, so hang tight, okay? Here we go.
Yeah, hey,
Yes,
Steve, I was honored to John Dinkins thought to bring me on here with us. I said, man, I get to be here with 2 legends, Dinkins and Steve Carter. Let's talk about the cultivation of all this stuff. Hockenberry, like John said, he's done a great job of this, and there's no replacement for floor experience. Am I right about that?
Correct. And it's really showing the growth that I got 3 freshmen that are playing JV, and I got a few sophomores, but the growth that they've had from the beginning of the summer to this year with all this extra experience, and now I've got 2 of them that are dressing varsity and actually got some game minutes last night. So it's made a world of difference, and excited to continue to do this, and hopefully this is something Coach Hockenberry is able to put on each year, and we'll help him out in any way to make sure we can continue this.
Well, not only are they dressing out, they're playing and they're contributing, the couple of freshmen that you've put out there on varsity.
Yeah, so they really are. Just trying to keep them locked in. When you've had a down year like we've had, 2 wins along with quite a few losses, it's hard to keep them motivated. But hats off to these girls that come to work every day, continue to work on their body language. And body language is one of my non-negotiables that I don't really put up with a lot of, and they're just really proud for what we're doing out here. And just had a freshman to get an and 1 on a play and put us up by 4, so it's pretty cool to see this action live.
Yeah, and we
get excited. I apologize.
That's okay. I really hate that we're interviewing you during the game. I didn't realize that, but
it's okay.
The game last night, it was our first chance to see Laverne, and boy, you got off to a really good start and had a lead for most of the first quarter.
Yes, sir. Well, you can't shoot 5 for 20 from the free throw line and think you're going to be in too many ball games. Now, the positive about that is we was aggressive when we got to the free throw line, but we just got to make sure when we get there we lock in. We got to finish the plays out. But again, the girls come to work every day, and playing in this district, you know what you're going against. And really proud of the effort last night, the unwillingness to just absolutely not quit and give up, and just have to score. It was 9-5 early on in the game, and then they probably went on a 15-0 run, and we just didn't respond and just couldn't hit some shots.